Compassion is such a huge feeling to have when you know that you are helping others. And helping others is what I've always wanted to do in my life in some shape, way or form. And having that compassion to know that that person is needing help in some way, whether I help them through exercise, I help them through their physically in stretching, I help them through emotions, through hypnotherapy, but I really wanted to help. And that compassion that I had within me to know that that was my strength. And I think when we all feel the compassion for others, that is also helping humans or beings, whether it be nature, animals, human beings. That compassion sets a precedence for humanity because that's giving so much support and understanding and awareness. And with that compassion, you get to reflect on your own self, on what you can do in some small way. And a lot of us who haven't got that awareness, who will either point the finger at others because, they're either not understanding themselves, they're not wanting to see the truth of themselves. So it's so much easier to point the finger and not be accountable. But if you turn the finger to you and really looked at what is it that I need to change about myself, what is it that I need to do to have an understanding and be compassionate to myself and to others, how do I need to think? What do I need to do and see about myself so that I don't get triggered, that I am not, so then I can be accountable for myself and really start understanding about the depth of my own pain. And so when you think about compassion, it's not just compassion to others and trying to help others, but it's about compassion for yourself and giving kindness to yourself. Because when you forgive and yourself, when you start understanding yourself, you can be more helpful to others. Because one, you're not pointing to the finger, but also you're being accountable for yourself. And if you are struggling to find out more about yourself, just continue to ask the question, what am I not doing? What am I not seeing? What am I not feeling to be able to have compassion for others or even for yourself? But just having that reflection of yourself and seeing what you can change, have a different thought, have a different mindset, have a different perspective. It's changing within ourselves before we can change others. And the biggest one for me was knowing that compassion was a big part of that. And I needed to really understand myself more in different ways. And when that awareness, when I felt that awareness, when I felt deep into myself, I was able to open up to a lot more abilities and a lot more gifts that I would never have even thought of. So for you to really have your own understanding, just change your outlook. You know, don't be pointing the finger, take the finger to yourself and just sit on that of what triggers you perhaps or what gets you upset, and just maybe ask the question, what is it that I'm feeling? Why do I get so defensive of something that's been said? What is it that I can't be accountable for? And when you just ask those simple questions, you'll have your answers. It is inevitable. You will get your answers because you're asking your own unconscious mind, how do I change myself? How do I become the better version of myself? And there is no doubt whatsoever that you will get an answer. And you just learn and grow from that. And when you do, your own feeling, your own attitude towards other people changes too.